study that came out of Detroit last week about hydroxychloroquine, which the president tweeted about, showed that it cuts deaths in half. Yet the American people have been told by government agencies like the FDA and some government medical experts that it is not effective for coronavirus. So what is the American people supposed to think? What is the official position from the administration on this possible therapy?
So I'm glad you've asked this. The president has always said that he sees hydroxychloroquine as a very promising prophylactic, but that every person should not take it unless they get a prescription from their doctor. That's paramount, very important. The president has taken it himself as a prophylactic. And I would note that there's been a lot of wrong studies out there that were heavily touted. Like there was a Lancet study that was published, and many in the media pounced on this Lancet study, and it questioned hydroxychloroquine. And you had folks like NBC's Glenn Kirshner saying the president should resign over the Lancet study questioning hydroxychloroquine, and CNN spent over 90 minutes heralding the study that's now debunked, that has been detracted. But what we have found, though the Lancet study has been retracted, we have seen a Henry Ford Health System study, and that Henry Ford Health System study showed that it is very promising, leading CNN to now tweet a surprising new study found that the controversial anti-malarial drug hydroxychloroquine helped COVID-19 patients better survive in hospitals. And the CEO of Henry Ford Medical Group said it's important to note that in the right settings, this potentially could be a lifesaver for patients. So our position is where we always were, where the president was weeks and weeks before the study ever came out, that this was a promising drug, but it should only be taken in consultation with your doctor.
45%, Elizabeth, more likely to die. Right. Those are staggering numbers, and yet the sales of hydroxychloroquine reportedly doubled in March. So who's prescribing these drugs?
I'm not. So I don't know who's prescribing them, but this is the mother of all studies right now. This was 96,000 patients that were followed since they looked at their charts since last December to April. Let me put it this way. People were sick to begin with. If you didn't take any of these medications, 9% of the people died. If you took the combination of hydroxychloroquine and an antibiotic, 25% died. That is 3 times more people died when on this medication. Desperate times, some people start doing desperate things, and that is what is so dangerous, that the President of the United States is saying, hey, this is nothing. Well, it is something, and it's something very dangerous. And on top of that, all right, if not followed correctly, you have almost a 10 times greater chance of having heart arrhythmias. This medication, the hydroxychloroquine, can prolong the time between the chambers of the heart communicating with each other, and you can have all these erratic arrhythmias. So if people wanted proof, there already has been proof that hydroxychloroquine does not help with the COVID virus, but now there's proof that not only doesn't it help, but when you're really sick, it is life-threatening and dangerous, period.
And there's also this smaller VA study, Elizabeth. It's a lot like this one that also found higher risk of death. Here's what the president said when he was asked about that.
There was a false study done where they gave it to very sick people, extremely sick people, people that were ready to die. It was given by obviously not friends of the administration. And the study came out, the people were ready to die. Everybody was old. That study was a phony study put out by the VA. A lot of people are taking it. A lot of doctors are taking it. A lot of people swear by it. It's gotten a bad reputation only because I'm promoting it.
He said it's not friends of the administration. I mean, I guess that's sort of true because it is the administration, right? This is a VA study. But yeah.
But the VA is a part of the government, so if anyone was going to be a friend of Trump, it would be the VA. So that completely doesn't make sense. But putting the you know, we don't even have to go to the VA study. There have been 2 studies, one published in the New England Journal of Medicine, the other published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, that were significantly larger than the VA study that showed that hydroxychloroquine didn't work. So I don't know why he's harping on this VA study. It's smaller, to look at the two that are larger that were published in prestigious medical journals that showed that it didn't work. And one of those also showed that it made heart arrhythmias more, that people who took the drugs were more likely to have heart arrhythmias. And now we have this third study, which, as Dr. Rodriguez just said, is the mother of all studies. So we have a study in the Lancet, in New England Journal of Medicine, and the Journal of the American Medical Association, all pointing to concerns. Does he think all of them hate Trump? Is that it? Does he think the entire world is conspiring against him? That's dangerous right there. I mean, you've 3 studies in 3 prominent medical journals. I don't know what more he wants. This is really the first major study of its kind showing that it does work. The authors, who are at the Henry Ford Health System in Detroit, say it's because they were smart and they gave it early. They didn't give it to people, at death's door. That's not where they were headed. They gave it to people earlier than other people did.